Hello students, welcome to this Frames 5 video tutorial on the butterfly part 5. Please open Frames 5 from your application screen and open your butterfly file. Alright, from the timeline, I want you to find the frame where we just introduced the seagull coming back onto the frame. So again, it's somewhere near where the butterfly reached the middle of the frame. So here it is. I have the seagull entering from the left-hand side of the frame. Now this is the second seagull, remember. Okay, so let's click on the seagull and then let's click copy. So we're going to use a very similar technique we used for the first seagull. So let's click on the next frame. Let's turn on the onion skin. You can turn it on here, or if it doesn't appear here, you can go up to the view menu and turn on onion skin here. All right, let's click paste. What we want to do is we want to move the seagull forward and we want to enlarge the seagull a little bit. So let's keep the head at the same plane on the same level. So when you increase the size of the seagull, you'll have to move it either up or down so that the head kind of remains consistent. All right, let's copy the seagull and let's click on the next frame. Now let's click paste. Let's move the seagull slightly forward and let's grab one of the corner points and increase its size slightly. Now remember that onion skin is very helpful so that you can line up the seagull with the image in the previous frame. All right, let's copy. Let's click on the next frame. Let's paste. Let's move it over to the right and let's increase its size slightly. Okay. All right, let's copy. Let's click on the next frame. Let's paste. Let's move it closer to the butterfly. Now we always have to remember that there's only a certain amount of frames that we have in our previous file. So we've got to get the seagull getting close to the butterfly soon. All right, let's copy. Let's click on the next frame and hit paste. Let's move it over and let's increase the size. So we're increasing the size quite a bit because we're showing that the seagull is kind of swooping in and swooping forward. All right, click copy, click on the next frame, hit paste. Let's move the seagull even closer to the butterfly. Let's increase its size. Now you see that it hasn't touched the butterfly yet. It's touching the onion skin of the previous frame, but it's not touching the butterfly yet. Okay? All right, let's copy. Let's click on the next frame and let's paste and let's have the seagull just about touching or touching some of the butterfly. Now, if you're confused about its position, then maybe now is a good time to turn off the onion skin. So let's go to View and let's turn off the onion skin so we know exactly what's happening. Okay, so let's copy. Let's click on the next frame. If you have to use the slider at the bottom to advance, then that's fine. Click on the next frame, hit paste, and let's move that seagull right up against the butterfly. And let's increase its size. Okay. Now, unfortunately, we cannot manipulate the clip art and open its mouth. We can't open its beak because the clip art is set. So we have to, as an animator, create other ways to show that this seagull is going to eat the butterfly. All right, so I'm going to copy, and then I'm going to click on the next frame and hit paste. So I want to move the seagull even farther to the right now. So now it simply looks like the seagull is flying in front of the butterfly. So we have to create a visual distraction. So let's do that by creating a shape. Okay? So let's click on the shape tool from the right tool panel. And let's click on this star shape here. So let's create a star. that's going to cover the butterfly and the seagull's mouth. Okay? Let's turn on the stroke from the right tool panel. Let's turn on the stroke. Let's keep it black, and we can adjust the width of that stroke. Don't make it too thick like this. Keep it fairly thin. Okay, so let's make sure that the fill is checked. And from solid color, let's change it to linear gradient. All right, so what I want you to do is I want you to create two colors inside this star shape that you've created. Okay, it doesn't matter which two. Now, from the top of the star, there's a little ball here. It's the rotate tool. So let's just rotate it in any direction you like. And then to kind of make this star less uniform, you'll see these white points at every vertex of the star. So I want you to experiment by pulling on those white points so that you're making this star a little bit more irregular. So it might help to move the star out here for a bit, and that way we can work on it. Okay, so again, it's a little tricky to grab those white points, but you'll get the hang of it. So I want this star to be a little bit more irregular. Okay, doesn't look like a perfect star. Okay, it almost looks like an explosion. All right, so once you got the shape, I want you to position it over the seagull and the butterfly so that in fact, it hides that point. Okay? All right, so let's click back on the seagull and let's copy the seagull. So let's go on to the next frame and let's paste the seagull. Now, we want the seagull to continue flying to the right, so let's move it slightly to the right. And let's click on the butterfly and hit delete. So now that in the next frame the butterfly is deleted, the audience then assumes that because it's gone, the seagull has consumed or eaten the butterfly. All right, let's turn the onion skin back on. So let's go up to View and turn onion skin back on. All right, let's click on the seagull and click Copy. Let's click on the next frame and hit Paste. Okay, so what we have to remember to do is we have to remember to delete the butterfly and to move the seagull to the right. Remember, it's continuing to fly from the left-hand side of the frame to the right-hand side of the frame. Let's copy. Let's click on the next frame. Let's hit paste. Let's delete the butterfly and let's continue the seagull in its flight path from the left to the right. Let's copy the seagull. Click on the next frame. I'm running out of frames. Let's hit paste. Let's click on the butterfly, hit delete, and move the seagull to the right. Now I don't have many frames left. Let's copy the seagull. Let's click on the next frame. Let's paste the seagull. We can move the seagull to the right and we can deselect. Then that should allow us to click on the butterfly. Now, if it doesn't allow you to click on the butterfly, you may have to move the seagull out of the way, then click on the butterfly to delete it, then move the seagull. Remember, you've got the onion skin there, so it's easy to tell where you should position the seagull. Let's copy. Let's click on the next frame. So how about we try to delete the seagull, the butterfly first. Let's see if that works. Let's see if I can delete the butterfly, and then if I hit paste, yes, that will work. All right, let's continue to move the seagull off of the frame now. Let's copy, click on the next frame, delete the butterfly, paste the seagull, and continue moving it. Now, you may have run out of frames. You may have a few more frames to go. All right, I'm going to click on the next frame. Oh, sorry, I didn't copy the seagull in the previous frame. So I'm going to go back and click on the seagull, copy, and then click on the next frame. I'm going to remove the butterfly, then paste, and have it fly, continue to fly off the frame. Okay, I've run out of frames because the next frame is the credits page. So let's turn off the onion skin. I can turn it off here, or if this doesn't appear, go up to View and turn off the onion skin. All right, let's use the slider and go all the way back. Let's click on frame 1 and let's hit play. So what we're looking for is we're looking for that seagull to fly first out of the frame and then have the gull come in and consume the butterfly. Okay, so let's do one more thing. Let's find the frame where we had that little star, that explosion, where the seagull is eating the butterfly. And we can't really see it. It's hidden behind the star. So let's have this frame. Let's hold on this frame for a little bit longer. So let's change the duration from 0.2 to how about something like 0.8 seconds. 0.8 seconds. And then hit enter. Now, let's click back on frame 1 and hit play. And what we're looking for is at the point where the seagull eats the butterfly, it holds on that frame for a little bit longer. Very nice. Okay, so let's hit save. So this concludes this animation project on the butterfly. Please save your work and call Mr. Ueda over to show him your completed animation. Thanks for watching. Bye.